Hi everyone, Darius Max here, back at it again with another YouTube video. Ooh, hello, what's up, what's good? It is the final movie review for Pride Month. If you didn't notice, I've been uploading a movie review a week for Pride Month, and that involves something around gay. We did Eating Out. We did But I'm a Cheerleader. We did The Skinny. But this final movie was like the most impactful for me. And we are talking about Noah's Ark, Jumping the Broom. Now, this movie is so important. So important. Because we stay talking about representation and being seen in Hollywood, but this movie, before we start discussing that, was that. Okay, like let's get that straight. like let me tell you. So this movie is kind of a finale to a series, because this was a series first, and then it was made into a movie as, like, you know, a conclusion. And this movie, let's just talk. I don't want to go too into the series, because like the series is like could be a video on its own. Okay, I need to probably do a review on that and rewatch it, but the movie was like very impactful as well, because it showed just different types of gay black men, and like different stages in their lives, and different personalities and different perspectives, and it's just a really important movie to me, and like it really like impacted me on the long run. So without further ado, let's jump into it. But before we jump into it, I do want to like preface that it is based on a series, so if anything like looks confused, if anything sounds confusing or weird, it was probably based on the series. So if you're interested, you should go watch the series and then this movie, but I'm gonna break it down for you to where, you know, you're not too confused. So yeah, let's get started. Now, let's give a little backtracking of like how the series ended. So, well, before that, let's actually talk about the characters first. So there's 4 main characters, because it's like the series was based on these 4 gay men's lives basically, and they're all black. Oh my god. Okay, anyway. So Noah, who is the main character because he's in the title. There's Noah, Alex, Ricky, and Chance. Now, to give a little personality traits, Noah's the kind of passive one, he is the leader of the group. He's the very feminine one, like, well, dress wise, all of them are kind of feminine, but Noah, to me, is like the most feminine. He's kind, he's sweet, and then there's Alex, who's also pretty feminine, and he's pretty much like the bitchy one. Yeah, yeah. He's basically the bitchy one, and he's basically like the outspoken one, the most loud one, you know, the bigger than life one. Then there's Ricky, who is the whore of the group, like major fucking whore, and you will definitely see it in this fucking movie when I explain it. Oh my god. Anyway, he is the whore of the group. And we have Chance. He's the smart, intellectual, he's analytic, and yeah. So how, basically, a lot happens in the series, a lot, but basically how the series ends is that Noah ends up with Wade, who was his on again, off again DL boyfriend. So basically how their story ended, Noah got jumped, he got gay bashed, which is when, Google it, but he basically got jumped by a bunch of dudes, and then that made Wade realize that he's in love with him. But then also Wade got into a car accident kind of because of Noah. it's complicated. But anyway, Wade got into a car accident and almost died. So Noah realized that Wade is like the love of his life. So that's how their storyline ends. How Alex's storyline ends is when he like contemplates with his husband Trey, who was so fine, but but he contemplates with Trey, his husband, on whether they should have a baby or not. Ricky's storyline ends when he breaks up with his mate, his like most important relationship, like his like the very first time he like actually liked someone. He like actually in a relationship, but he breaks up with him because he just feels trapped and doesn't want to be tied down anymore. So that's how this shit ends. And then we have Chance, who has a daughter with his husband already, and I guess like his story saving Eddie's job, his husband's job, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I may be missing a lot of details with that, but that's like the overall ending of the series. I need to rewatch it, Jesus. But anyway, that brings us to the movie Noah's Ark: Jump in the Broom. Now, the movie begins with us knowing that Wade and Noah are getting married, and the entire group is on their way to Martha's Vineyard, and Ricky also brought a date with him. His name's Brandon. They met like a week ago, and we already get drama because we find out that Brandon is a student of Chance, and Chance is a professor, by the way. He's a student of Chance, and Chance like doesn't like that because it's like really weird. Like one of his students is in a very intimate trip. That's a wedding, a wedding weekend. And Brandon, he's like, he becomes a plot point of the movie, and like I kind of don't like him. But anyway, okay, so they're on their way to Wade's Martha Vineyard's house because apparently Wade is rich. So oh, and we also confirmed that Alex and Trey did actually adopt a baby, which is so nice. Like, oh, I was rooting for them the entire series. Great. Anyway, so after arriving, after arriving at the house, Noah and Wade like get some alone time, and basically the whole group is like, yeah, they're not gonna last long. They're not gonna last long because they got back together through like really bad circumstances. Like they got back together because both of them faced near-death experiences, and like that's no way to start off a marriage. You know, like what the fuck. And then also after that, the group kind of recaps of what happened last on Noah's Ark and all that stuff. Noah gets a call from his boss. And his boss, oh my god, I have a lot of backstory to do. So Noah's a writer. Noah is a screenplay writer and for a movie studio, and his boss wants him to revisit his screenplay and rework it with the notes that she gave him. But Noah's like, hey, I'm getting married this weekend, so I can't. But Noah's boss is like, okay, that's cute and all, but do your work. So he's left to do his work. And then we have Alex, who's basically planning the whole fucking wedding. He's like, okay, bitches, here's what we're gonna do. We gotta do this, and this. Now fall in line. And basically, most of the group falls in line. Except for Ricky, who's already causing fucking drama. He's one of the main people that causes drama in this fucking I can't stand Ricky, as you can tell. So he tells everybody that Brandon has a crush on Chance, and then Chance is like, why would you do that? But Ricky's like, oh, whatever. So, but then Ricky also like drifts off and go flirts with the fucking gardener. Whatever. So Chance like tells Brandon like, I didn't hear anything. We're good. But then Eddie's like, kind of gotta watch that. Like he doesn't like that. Okay, so while cooking, Noah and Wade are doing wedding preparations, and then Alex tells them that their baby might be HIV positive because they adopted her from Africa. So, and also that's why they couldn't bring the baby to the wedding, because her immune system is a little weak. So they're just trying to see if their baby's HIV positive or not, which was really fucking sad to hear, because it's like an epidemic in that region. So yeah, that's something, which is kind of sad. But also the ironic part is, like, Alex is a counselor for HIV positive people, and he works in a clinic, so that's like crazy. Eddie tries to talk to Eddie tries to talk to Chance about the Brandon situation, but they get interrupted by dinner. And this kind of hints that Eddie is like very unhappy in their marriage, because in the series, their marriage went through ups and downs. Like, Eddie like cheated and everything, and they forgave each other, and they have a daughter together, and that's crazy. So anyway, at dinner, everyone catches Ricky making out with the gardener, which, damn, like, you brought a date here and you're making out with someone else. Crazy. But then also Ricky did say, oh, we're just having fun, but you still invited him to a fuck Ricky. like fuck Ricky. So Brandon asks Noah and Wade about certain marriage things, like if they're gonna do like Mr. and Mr., or when they travel they're gonna, like, you know, be intimate and all that. And both Wade and Noah have like different opinions on it, which shows that they're not really like gel together. It's like they're not really on the same page of what each of their marriages look like. And then also earlier, Wade asked Noah if he's like interested in kids, and Noah's like, basically it's like those are the type of things that you talk about before marriage, not when you're about to get married. Like, you know, so that brings like a little bit of a disconnect. After dinner, Brandon tells Alex that he hasn't come out to his parents, and then Alex gives him advice to, like, yo, live your life, you know, like, tell them if you want to tell them, but you just gotta live your life and build the life that you want to live. So with that advice, Brandon tells his parents. Doesn't go well. Doesn't go well at all. But before that, Noah and Ricky are outside talking. They're a little close and, you know, a little intimate, which is a little weird because you're about to get married, dude. Why are you a little too close to your friend? But anyway, Ricky doesn't think they should get married because he feels like marriage is a trap, but Noah sees them, marriage and love, as like freedom. Real frou-frou shit. But yeah, and then he also says the reason why he brought Brandon is because he didn't want to feel so stuffy and like around a bunch of marriage and couples and shit. So he brought a little thing to, like, you know, hook up with. Pretty fucked up, but Noah's just like, okay, whatever. So then Wade comes out like, okay, you can go now. And then like he hugs on Noah. It was so cute. But then Ricky like looks back and is like, what the fuck? Like, I want that. But we kind of hint that Ricky might have feelings for Noah. And that also was hinted in the series. Okay. Oh, and also Brandon catches them too. Alex tells Chance that he has a lot to do with the wedding, and he's taking pills to stay awake. And Chance is like, what the fuck? And Alex is like, oh, they're natural. What? Don't worry about it. But we'll see how that ends. Brandon is really upset about telling his parents that he's gay, and like they did not react well. And also, while he was telling his parents, Ricky was on a hookup site, and then he left Brandon to go hook up with another guy. Ricky's toxic. Let's just say that. Ricky is fucking... Anyways. So then Brandon goes to Chance and Eddie's room because he's really upset and he doesn't want to be alone. So he sleeps in their bed. Very weird. Very weird. But then he also sleeps in the middle of them. Oh my gosh. And then Chance and Eddie, like, not Chance, Eddie, Chance and Brandon start to cuddle, and Eddie sees this shit. He's like, what the fuck? Just already crossing boundaries that don't need to be crossed. Like, he could have slept on the floor. He could have slept on the couch. Like, yeah. So anyways, the next day, Alex surprised everyone with breakfast, including Chance and Eddie, but he doesn't catch Brandon in the bed with them. Like, they hide him, so he surprised everybody with breakfast. Okay, so we cut to Alex having a fit with the florist because he got the wrong fucking flowers, and like, why is it lavender? What the fuck? And then like Wade calms him down, but then everything's good. And then we see Ricky pull up in a cop car because the bitch was hooking up in public and the cops saw and he got arrested. So during a wedding weekend, you get fucking arrested. So then Ricky tells Noah in the group what went down, and everyone, they're all upset at Ricky, like, what the fuck? But then Ricky doesn't give a fuck. He's like, whatever, like, I don't give a fuck. So fucked up. Why are they friends with Ricky? Like, why? Jesus. Anyway. So Chance, Chance is like doing a research paper, and then he loses some of his pages, and like he's like really upset over it, and then he tells Brandon what his research paper is all about, and he gets all hyped up, and he's very expressive of like how much he loves his job and his work and like the paper he's writing. He's like very passionate about it. But then Eddie sees this, and he's like, wow, you're like never like that with me. Like, you're so passionate about your work and what you do and your research and all that, but you don't give that same energy to me or your daughter. And he basically questions him like, damn, like, what's more important? And Chance is like, I don't know. And that pisses off Eddie. Cause like, yo, you gotta fucking decide if your work or us is more important, because if it's not, I might, he doesn't say it. He doesn't say the D word. He doesn't say it. But he didn't have to either. Ooh, real intense. Anyway, so Brandon confronts Ricky, and he basically reads him. Like, he basically says like, oh, I know why you sleeping with all these guys. And Ricky's like, okay, why? Cause, bitch, it's a distraction. Because you're in love with your best friend. Which catches Ricky off guard, and like he like says, fuck off, like that's not true, like what are you talking about? I'm not in love with Noah, like what the fuck? Like no. But then Brandon was like, okay, then go kiss him. Go kiss him and see like if you have feelings for him or not. If it's nothing, then it's nothing, right? So Ricky's like, I ain't no bitch. So he walks up to Noah and almost kisses him, but didn't. And he walks away. Hilarious. Because like Ricky's like a very tough, I don't give a fuck type guy, but when it comes to this frou-frou shit, he don't know how to act. Don't know how to act. So while this is going on, Noah is getting a fitting from Alex, and Alex gives him a self-help book about marriage. And Noah's like, what the fuck? Like, ain't nothing wrong. And Alex was like, oh, just in case, don't freak out. But that comes into play later. Okay, so during lunch, everyone is very quiet and on edge because like the drama of the whole weekend is like rising, and everyone's like very on edge about it. So unexpectedly, like out of nowhere, the doorbell rings, and Noah's ex shows up, who's like a big rapper. He was in the series too. He's a big rapper, and he's DL, and he's a huge like famous rapper. And guess who fucking drops him off? Noah's boss. Noah's boss drops him off because she's going to some Diddy party in the area. So she's like, oh, I might as well just drop if the ex's name is Baby Gat, but I'm not gonna say Baby Gat because that's kind of ghetto. So I'm just gonna call him Noah's ex. So she drops off Noah's ex, and Noah's like calls her like, what the fuck? And she's like, oh, I just dropped him off, so just make him, you know, feel comfortable, whatever, because he's gonna star in one of the movies, and if he doesn't star in one of the movies, they're kind of fucked. So Noah has to basically babysit him, and then Noah's ex, his actual name is Curtis, so I'm just gonna call him Curtis, okay? Anyway, Curtis basically confesses his love to Noah and, like, you know, wants him back, but then Wade's like pissed, is like, no, we're getting married, fuck off, like, what the fuck? And then Noah is like entertaining him and like just, ugh. And he's liking the attention, so Wade gets upset, storms off. Then Noah's friends is like, how the fuck do we get rid of him? So Brandon has the genius plan. He recorded the whole thing because he was like, Brandon was starstruck that Curtis was in the fucking room because he didn't know that Noah knew Curtis, baby gat, whatever. So he recorded it. And then he basically blackmails Curtis and just like, hey, just leave them alone and get the fuck, and we won't share this on the internet. It works, but then Chance is like, oh, you're such a genius, and like kisses him on the cheek, and Eddie's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? So he just like storms off. It's like, why? Like, why are you kissing one of your students? It's like, ugh. Yeah, like Chance is just crossing too many boundaries. So he storms off and is like super dramatic. Oh yeah, and Wade also, while he's like, you know, storming off, he says, you're like, I don't like the drama that's like coming from this weekend, and your friends don't like me, and it's just so overwhelming. And then your ex shows up, and then like, yeah, so then we cut to Noah and Wade. They basically make up. And, you know, we're still gonna try. We're gonna get married. It's gonna work out. It's gonna be great. So we cut to the group. Yes, so Noah's ex leave. Then we fast forward to Chance and Eddie. They start talking, and Eddie is really trying to like articulate what's really the problem in their marriage, like what's one of their, you know, issues. And one of their issues is that Chance is so passionate about his dreams and what he wants, but then Eddie is trying to articulate why he's feeling the way he feels. Like, he sees that Chance has like his dream and like he's very passionate about it, but then Eddie's dream was like to play music and be in his band, and that was like his passion, like he like kind of gave that up. But then Chance kind of shits on it and like insults him. So what's the result? Fucking Chance no, Eddie slaps Chance. I'm sorry, it was so funny, it was so dramatic. He slaps him, and then Chance just like runs off, but then Eddie like runs after him, but then Chance slips and he trips under a passed out Alex, and everyone's worried and like, oh my god, Alex is passed out, what's wrong? So basically they find out that this bitch took caffeine pills and they weren't natural, so he's crashing, so he can't do any of the wedding preparations. So they end up banding together, and like they're cooking everything, they're doing the cake, and they're just basically doing all the preparations that Alex laid out. So we get a little montage of that, and then Alex wakes up and he cooks dinner, and then after dinner the group split up into different bachelor parties. So we have the main group, which is the main characters, which is Noah, Chance, Alex, and Ricky. And then basically we have like the side characters. They have their little bachelor party. We have Eddie, Wade, and Brandon. So they split up. The main character group is doing a hot tub party. And then the side characters go to a gay bar. And then I kind of like this like back and forth montage because they both talk about, you know, different topics about being, you know, a gay black man. Well, not really a black man, but just being a gay man. But in very like poignant details. Like they just like have like a little talking session. Like like they talk about a array of topics like masculinity and like a masculine guy dating a feminine guy. They talk about, you know, condoms, or like when to like stop using condoms, like, or do you even stop using condoms after marriage? Like, it's very, and monogamy, it's just like, I kind of like that. Is that the best scene? Maybe. No, that's not the best. That's not the best thing to me. But yeah, I thought that was like really interesting. It's a very important scene, which I do like. They talk about like a lot of interesting things about being gay. Anyway, everybody's drinking. Everybody's drinking. Everybody gets fucked up, and you already know when everybody gets fucked up, drama happens. So, drunk Noah sees that Wade left his phone, and Noah is sad because Wade's parents aren't coming to the wedding. So he drunkenly invites Wade's mom to the wedding, but then Wade's mom is like, wait, who is this? Noah? Who's Noah? I don't know a Noah. So basically, Noah tells the mom that, oh, I'm Noah and your son is getting married at your vineyard house. It's like, yeah. And but the mom didn't know that, one, Wade was gay, and two, she didn't know about the marriage, and three, she didn't know that her gay son is getting married at their vineyard house. Yeah, so Noah fucked up. Basically outing Wade to his mom. And then right after that, fucking Curtis and Noah's boss come in drunk as fuck also from the Diddy party, and Noah's like, nope, this is too much, I can't do this. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna sober up, y'all distract them, and I gotta figure out a way to tell Wade that I just outed him to his mom, because we already having problems. We don't need this one too. So the friends distract Curtis and Noah's boss, whose name's Brandy, and yeah, they don't really do a good job at that, because Noah's outside like trying to think, and Curtis basically follows to Noah, and then Noah and Curtis have like kind of a deep conversation, and Noah basically says like the drama of this weekend is like a little overwhelming, and he's having second thoughts about marrying Wade. But then Curtis is like, man, see, my folks, they're fucked up. They're fucked up too. But you know what? They still together because they love each other and they're married and they make it work. And then Noah's like, oh, thanks, that's sweet. So they hug. But then Curtis, being drunk, comes on to Noah, grabs his ass, starts kissing his neck. But then Noah's like, no. So he pushes Curtis into the lake. But then he's like, oh shit, he feels bad because it's cold outside. They're in fucking way in Maine. In Martha's Vineyard, I think it's in Maine, but it's up north and it's snowing. So he's like, oh shit, we gotta get you out these wet clothes so you don't get a fucking hypothermia. And then Curtis sees a hot tub. He's like, oh, I'll just hop in the hot tub. Not in these wet clothes, but butt ass naked. So he runs to the hot tub, butt ass naked. And then while he's doing that, Wade, Brandon, and Eddie come back from the bar, all fucked up. And then Noah's trying to get Curtis out of the hot tub, but then Curtis pulls him into the hot tub, and then Wade sees it. Oh my gosh. He sees this. He confronts Noah. He says, what the fuck? Noah feels guilty and sad, and like Wade thinks that he's cheating on him. So Wade storms off into the beach house, and then Ricky shows up, and he's like, well, damn. And then Noah's like, oh my god, can you please go talk to him and like make sure he doesn't do anything crazy? And Ricky's like, why? And Noah's like, oh my god, please, like just do it. And Ricky's like, fine. So Ricky goes and checks on Wade. So we cut to Wade and Ricky talking, and they just don't like each other. You can feel the vibe that they don't like each other, but then Ricky does admit, like indirectly, that he's in love with Noah. And then they like, they're talking, and then Wade is like, no, Ricky is like, why is he so in love with you? Like, I don't get why he's like super in love with you. And then Wade is like, I don't understand, like, every single guy you meet, you fuck. Like, I don't understand every guy falls for you. Like, I don't understand why. So they make out, they kiss. What the fuck? Noah sees, oh shit, like, oh shit. Noah fucking runs off. He runs to the bedroom, locks the door, and Wade's like banging on the door, like, yo, please listen to me. Like, oh my god, no, I'm sorry. But then Noah's crying, and oh my god, it was so fucked up. Oh my god. Is that the best scene? Nope, that's not the best scene. The best scene is later. Oh, because that scene was intense. I was like, oh shit, too much shit was happening at the same time. But then we also get that during all that shit, Chance meets up with Eddie, and then he's like, because he's sick and tired of, because like Alex and Brandy are like, you know, kikiing, so, and talking and having fun, so Chance is like, okay, that shit's annoying, I'm gonna go to my husband. But then Eddie, both being drunk, and they're like, ooh, this was intense too. He was like, Eddie was like, I want a divorce. He said the word divorce, and oh my, that shook Chance. Like, that fucking shook him to the core, because like he wasn't expecting divorce. Like, what the fuck? So he's like, we can talk about this like later when we're like sober. But Eddie's like, no, we need a divorce. I'm drunk, I don't care, it's over. Oh my god. Chance runs out crying and then runs into Brandon, who of course takes the opportunity and catches him at a vulnerable state, and they have sex. Oh my god. But that's been building up. I kind of saw that coming too, but when I first watched it, I was not expecting that. I was not expecting Chance to do that, because in the series, Chance got cheated on by his husband, and like they worked through it and everything. So like, why would you do that to him? So, oh my god. Anyway, so they end up having sex. Next day, Noah is reading the book that Alex gave him, because like of course he would, and he wakes up, he goes downstairs, he checks on everybody. He sees that Chance and Brandon hooked up, so he's like, oh, let me just go the other way. And then he runs to Alex, who's already awake, and like he's done everything in, you know, the final preparations. So like he's done the food, he's finished off the cake, and it's great. But then also Alex breaks down because he feels like his marriage is like falling apart, because the stress of a new baby, and you know, they've been together for so long, and you know, he's very aggressive and his husband Trace is very passive, and they just butt heads, and he just feels like he's overbearing in the marriage. You know, he feels like he's like a shit husband. But then Noah points out like, hey, you know, in the book that you gave me, admitting what's wrong is the first step. And also, y'all have so much love for each other. Y'all been through so much, because they've been through a lot. Well, yeah, they've been through a lot in the series. So like, yo, you gotta like remember that, and also remember how much love y'all have for each other, and like just, you know, work it out. So he's like, and also have faith that your husband really loves you and he's not going nowhere. So that makes him better, which I kind of felt that, you know, like it was really great. You know, a lot of doubt in marriages and stuff. So like about to be newlywed, talking to like someone that's been in a marriage, they've been together for like 11 years. So like, I don't know, I just like that dynamic that they had. So then also Noah goes and wakes up Chance, and Chance's like, oh shit. So, and then Noah's like, yo, Eddie's still asleep, so if you hurry up and go back up there, y'all can keep this a secret. Which is kind of bad advice, but luckily Chance is like more mature, is like, no, I'm going to tell him he is my husband, we don't keep secrets, so we're gonna work this out. We're gonna like, you know, I'm gonna be honest with him, which like I appreciated it, because Noah, what the fuck? Anyway, so they split up. Chance wakes up Brandon, and then brings Brandon up to his room, and is like, okay, we can never do this again. we're not crossing no more boundaries. And Brandon understands, makes out with him. Chance goes with his husband. Then Noah talks to Ricky and confronts him about what the fuck went down. And then Ricky finally admits that he's been in love with Noah for like the longest. And it was hard to tell him because Ricky knew that he wasn't in love with him back. And is that the best scene? Nope. Nope, that is not the best scene. Anyway, so Ricky admits that he's in love with Noah, and he knows that Noah is not in love with him. And then just miraculously, Noah forgives him, and Ricky says, "I'll always have your back." What? Excuse me? Excuse me, bitch? Like, you kissed my man? And I'm... Anyway, I just feel like Noah forgave Ricky a little too fast. Oh, I just spit. I'm a little aggressive. I'm sorry. He forgave him too fast, which I don't like that. But anyway, so then, that made me mad. That made me so mad. Anyway, okay, let's see. I even put in my notes that he forgives him too easily. Like, what the fuck? Anyway, so then Noah talks to Wade, and then Wade explains that it was a misunderstanding, and he forgives Wade pretty quickly, and is like, you can conquer anything on some bullshit. Ugh. Anyway, so then Noah checks on Brandon, and he's not doing too well because he still hasn't heard from his parents, and he basically thinks that he's disowned, and like he's in college, so like he can still like, you know, stay in the dorms, but like what if like, you know, the summertime or the holidays I have like nowhere to go. But then Noah offers him like, oh, you can stay at either of our places because you're family now. What? What? At the beginning of the movie, we learned that Ricky only met this dude for a week. They've only known each other for a week and a weekend. So how is he family now?
How, Sway?
Moving on. Moving on. So Chance and Eddie talk. And Chance is very sorry for like what went down, you know, like how much their marriage is like kind of stifled because it's mostly on Chance at this moment because he's too busy about work and not about his family, and he understands that. And he also tells Eddie that he slept with Brandon, and then Eddie's like, I kind of figured because, you know, I remember what happened last night, and I kind of, he basically saw how it was going, and he kind of expected that when he dropped the D word, divorce. And guess what happens? Guess what happens? Just guess. Just guess. Just guess. Eddie forgives Chance. What? There's just too much forgiving going around. Too many people getting easy passes. I'm just saying. I think that's like my one critique of the movie. Anyway, I'm gonna save the critiques for the end. We get to the actual wedding, but then Wade is delaying it, and Noah's like, well, what's going on? Why do you keep delaying it? He's like, hold on. So basically, Wade surprises Noah with his mom. His mom comes, and it's great to be invited. She's like, why I wasn't invited? And Noah was like, I didn't want to invite you because I didn't want to make Wade feel bad because his parents couldn't show up. So, but then Wade's mom shows up unexpectedly and like basically loves her son and like accepts him and just, you know, I support everything you're doing, which was a little bit far-fetched, but it was still nice to see that she was like, you know, cool with everything. And then think this is my favorite scene because I did almost cry. I did almost cry. Noah and Wade exchanged vows. Oh my god, it was just, oh my god. Yeah, that's probably the best scene when they exchange vows because I was getting teary-eyed, bitch. I'm not even gonna lie. I was getting teary-eyed because, listen, I don't really see, like, marriage is not really up there for me, you know? I mean, at this point in my life, like, I'm just trying to get this career started, you know, make a life for myself first, make sure my mental shit is okay before I even, like, think about marriage. And also, I need to find the right man for marriage, you know, because I feel like I have to find the right person first before I even think about marriage, because, you know, so... But like this thing kind of was like inspiring to like maybe get married because it just, their vows was just, it kind of like reminded me how the series went, like, cause Wade was DL and like he thought he was straight, and then but Noah was like, maybe he's not straight, and like from there their relationship just progressed, and like they were so on and off, and you know, even in the series they both found like other people, but they still wind up fighting each other. Like, oh my gosh, it was great. Yeah, I think the vows was like the best scene. Like, oh my gosh, and then all their family and friends are there, and just not all of them, but like their moms are there and their friends. It's great. And then yeah, after that, the movie ends with everyone at the reception just dancing and just drinking and just having a great time. And yeah, that's where it ends. I would give this, oh my god, is this a 5 out of 5? I'd probably give this a 5 out of 5. Maybe a 4 point? I can't even give it a 4.5 because just how impactful it was to me to see, besides this, like, even series like not included, just to see how diverse all the black gay men were, and like different stages of, like, you know, we got this one black man who's married and like contemplating divorce because like is like in shambles. We have this other guy who's like, he just had a baby and like he's like, you know, contemplating like if they're gonna make it through it. And then we have Noah, who's about to be a newlywed, and he's like questioning it. And then we have the non-commitment person who's like seeing all this and like is in love with one of the people that's about to get married, and he's like, it's just a lot of conflictions and a lot of stages in different people's lives, and just like the representation of black men on screen, it's like it was there. It was there, and like nowadays, I barely see it. The only one I can remember recently is Moonlight, and that was very impactful for the gay community. That pushed the envelope. That pushed, like, it was basically a pillar in like gay representation. But before that, it was this. It was Noah's Ark, and like I just really appreciate the series and the movie, and I would personally like to thank Patrick Ian Polk because he did this and also the movie Blast, The Skinny, because these two movies are just so important to me, and like one showed you know, the importance and the horrors of pride, which was very important to depict, and then also this movie depicted that gay men can get married and have the same problems as heterosexual couples. So it was just like, just seeing that as like a little kid. Well, I saw it when I was like a teenager. Yeah, teenager. Like that was very insightful. That was very important that I saw that. That really changed my view on like gay black men. And it's just a very important movie to me. So critiques I've had with the movie. One, near the end, there was way too much forgiving. Like, and I feel like this is kind of like it's like an critique because like the series kind of like explains why everyone is so forgiving, because these friends went through a lot. They went through a lot in like the series. But then if I like take the series aside and just saw this as just the movie it is, bitch, there was too much forgiving in this fucking movie. Like, Noah, why are you forgetting Ricky, who you know is a whore, but then went after your mans? And then why are you forgetting your mans, who like went after your whore friend? Like, no. Then with fucking Chance and Eddie, like, Eddie, why are you forgiving Chance so quickly for sleeping with his student? What the fuck? And then moments before that, you was calling divorce. I was like, ugh. And then also Alex, like, oh, I had problems too. That kind of came out of nowhere. Like, we had no hint of like why he was like, you know. Yeah. That's just my like few critiques. Just like before the vows, back the way like everything was like kind of rushed to get resolved. I kind of didn't like that, but yes, that is all. That concludes the Pride Month movie reviews. Woo! Yay! Pat on the back. Pat on the back. It was a little struggle because not all the videos are posted on Friday. I don't even know this posted on Friday, but I did it. So, thank you for watching. For those who watched all the reviews and liking and commenting, thank you so much. If you can, please like, comment, subscribe, do all that great stuff. It really helps my channel out. And I will see you next week. Maybe. Hopefully. Okay. Bye.